Walking into the biggest job in British politics. Today, the country will have a new Prime Minister. After 14 years of opposition,
we did it!
Labour are back in power.
People will be waking up to the news, relieved that a weight has been lifted, a burden finally removed from the shoulders of this great nation. And now we can look forward again, walk into the morning, the sunlight of hope, pale at first, but getting stronger through the day, shining once again on a country with the opportunity after 14 years to get its future back.
His slogan was change, and that's coming for him and his family. It's change too for a string of Conservative big hitters who've lost their seats. The biggest scalp, former Prime Minister Liz Truss, losing what should be a safe seat in Norfolk South West.
It's not so much that Labour won this election, but rather that the Conservatives have lost it.
The Defence Secretary, Grant Shapps, and the leader of the House of Commons, Penny Mordaunt, won't be going back there.
Our renewal as a party and a country will not be achieved by us talking to an ever smaller slice of ourselves, but by being guided by the people of this country.
7 cabinet ministers fell when Blair won in 1997. The Tories had already lost more than that as Rishi Sunak arrived for his result in Richmond.
Shapps, gone. Chalk, gone. Mordaunt, gone. Keegan, gone. Hart, gone. Fraser, gone. Mercer, gone.
This will go down as the biggest electoral miscalculation ever in terms of the timing of when he called this.
Sunak held on to his seat, but conceded defeat to Labour.
The Labour Party has won this general election, and I have called Sir Keir Starmer to congratulate him on his victory. Today, power will change hands in a peaceful and orderly manner, with goodwill on all sides. That is something that should give us all confidence in our country's stability and future. The British people have delivered a sobering verdict tonight. There is much to learn and reflect on, and I take responsibility for the loss.
This wasn't just Labour's night. Reform took large chunks out of the Tory vote. Defector Lee Anderson won in Ashfield. And more than 30 years after he fought his first by-election, Nigel Farage became an MP for the first time on his 8th attempt.
Half of the vote is simply an anti-Conservative vote. This Labour government will be in trouble very, very quickly. We will now be targeting Labour votes. We're coming for Labour, be in no doubt about that.
Other big Tory names fell, among them former Brexit Minister Jacob Rees-Mogg. And it was a night of celebration for the Lib Dems. Ed Davey's party having its biggest night in more than a century.
What I've loved most hasn't been the paddleboarding or the bungee jumping. It's been speaking to people here in Kingston and Surbiton and across the United Kingdom about the challenges they face and their hopes for the future.
It's been a bruising night for the SNP. Their vote collapsed across Scotland, with Labour mopping them up.
We've had a really difficult and damaging result, and we will have to think long and hard about the implications of the results in Scotland tonight.
Labour had upsets too. The Green Party co-leader Clara Denyer deposing the Shadow Culture Secretary in Bristol Central. Expelled former leader Jeremy Corbyn beat his old party to retain Islington North. And former Shadow Health Secretary Jonathan Ashworth lost Leicester South to a pro-Palestinian independent. The Labour vote has been dented in Muslim areas. Jess Phillips just won in Birmingham Yardley, but was booed by opponents. Since the countdown to the exit poll at 10 p.m. last night, watched in anticipation around the country, what's emerged is roughly what the polls had been predicting, an historic and crushing defeat for the Conservatives.
Since COVID, Partygate, the Johnson, Truss and Sunak administrations, this is the first time the British people have been able to pass judgment on this government, and the verdict is damning.
But voters have not flocked solely to Labour. It's a fragmented picture, and despite a landslide and a large majority, Starmer has many challenges ahead. Jason Farrell, Sky News.